Hey everybody, good afternoon. This is Ask Me Anything at Strong on Health. This is where we answer all the questions that you email us over the week, or if you've texted them into previous talks that we've done, we will try to answer them now. So today we've got 3 questions and a really cool success story. So the first question I'm going to jump into right away is about the cold season approaching. Questions are, what are some ways to boost your immune system and avoid getting sick? Great question. So I've got some food answers for you, but first of all, before I go into that, if you are lucky enough to have access to someone who can provide you with standard processed products, I'm going to give you some easy answers for that. Because Standard Process is one of those whole food companies that we have a lot of faith in and have provided a lot of great things. So if you need an easy answer, cod liver oil has been used forever to help people get through the winter months. And one of the reasons is it has a good naturally occurring source of vitamin D and some good essential fatty acids, but overall it is very, very helpful. So cod liver oil is something that I wind up taking throughout the winter months to help keep my immune system strong, some vitamin A in there as well. So that's one of them. And to keep your immune system strong, zinc is very important. I'm going to go through this little handout that we've created for you for Whole Foods, but Immuplex is an immune system support product that I tend to take through these cold seasons to keep my immune system strong. It does give you some zinc and a few other things to help support your whole immune system. Now, that is if you are looking for that and if you have access and are fortunate enough to have somebody who can provide those for you. And if you do wind up getting a cold, they have something for a short term called Congaplex. So if you're asking me what I do, I keep those in there, and I do keep the Congaplex on hand. Conga or Conja for congestion. Those are some of the ones that we keep short term. But Whole Foods are always going to be my also primary way to kind of guide people. And so in August, we've created this Strong and Health box, if you guys aren't aware of it yet, and we put together things that are going to support different aspects of your health in there, and August is our immune support box. And in the immune support box, we talk about the different nutrients that you need to support your immune system. So we talk about zinc, we talk about calcium, we talk about the essential fatty acids, we talk about vitamin C. And then we give you a whole bunch of food sources that are going to help support those so that you have the nutrients that you need for your body to be able to respond to any type of colds or immune challenges that you have going on. So we do have these available if you do want to come in and pick one of these up, but they will be obviously in the immune support box, so if you're interested in getting that, you can. So vitamin C sources, I'll just whip through this really quick. Going to be things like kiwi strawberries, Brussels sprouts, bell peppers, those are going to be good. Calcium sources are going to be things like spinach, chia seeds, salmon, kale, essential fatty acids, cod liver oil, walnuts, oysters, hemp seeds, and in zinc, cashews, pumpkin seeds, oysters, and spinach again. So we're trying to give you things that are going to hit multiple factors of that. You want to make sure that you're supporting your body's ability to respond to these. But this actually explains it all out for you, so we have those available. Okay, that's cold season. Good. We had a question in the last one about beets versus blood pressure, and actually, yes, there's a lot of interesting information out there about eating beets and even drinking beet juice and helping blood pressure, and sometimes they've shown it to be very quick acting for people who are concerned about that. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a few links below to show you that there's a fair amount of research on that. Yes, beets can be helpful, mostly for the nitric oxide, I think is what they're getting from that. But also there is, if you do the beet greens, the potassium. Potassium is really important to help your heart too. Finally, we have a question about what type of small meals are best to energize an athlete during a triathlon. Good question. This actually comes from one of our Camp Gladiator coaches, so thank you for the question. So we get this misconception that we have to carb load before any type of competition, and actually that is not accurate, and it's not actually entirely true. There are actually some interesting studies that have shown people who do high carb versus high fat and low carb, and they were found that they were getting 2.5 times better fat burning and performance than the people who were operating on fats. So Dr. Strong and I had a long time ago created a pre-workout smoothie that we would use before any type of competition and even a post-workout, and I still have those available here. So if you guys are interested, but you'll see most of this is heavily important on fat, and that's about pre-workout. This question's actually about, I think, during competition is what they're asking. So for me, it's about electrolytes, making sure that you have tons of electrolytes within your system so that you continue to be able to operate and move because you're sweating them out. For instance, when I ran the LA Marathon, I was taking Celtic sea salt almost the entire way, and I was sweating it out as I was running. The most important thing for me was to get those electrolytes back in there during that endurance competition and having good, healthy, high-fat things before that. In that smoothie, things are we're gonna put in there like hemp hearts, flax oil, Celtic sea salt, water, coconut oil, those types of things beforehand. And then for recovery, a few other things. But all that information's here if you guys want to stop by and pick that up. And if you need more specific information on that, happy to give you more on that. And finally, I want to give a great success story. Very exciting, because so many times we get people who are feeling like they get a condition and there's nothing they can do about it, especially when it comes to autoimmune conditions. And a really exciting email. And here's another point. This lady's actually in her 70s. People start to think that the older they get, the more they cannot recover, or it's harder for them. And this lady just wrote us an email today saying, hey, we must be doing something right. I can remember in 2015, before my thyroidectomy, that means she actually had her thyroid removed, or a large portion of it removed. She said, my antibodies, so the antibodies are what they're measuring to see if there's some type of autoimmune condition. She said they were 528 at that time. And she goes, now, she just got her lab work back, they're 2. So when people say there's nothing you can do about an autoimmune condition, that's not entirely accurate. In fact, we see it a lot of times that people can do that, and it's measurable. So they'll see them very high, they make some good choices, they're supporting their health, and they're dropping them down to almost nothing. So for those of you who feel like you are just cursed with this condition that's going to be with you for the rest of your life, please keep asking more questions, looking for more solutions, because there are a lot of people out there with great success stories who've been able to come to a much higher level understanding of their health and feeling better. Do we have questions out there? I see like you're approaching it. Okay, good. I hope that answers all your questions. Happy Halloween, guys. Hope you're having fun out there. And we will have some more answers and questions for you on Tuesday. Have a good weekend.